Adam Jacques. How you doing today?
Hey, good morning. I'm good, Victor. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Now that I'm here with you, you always bring such energy, such positivity to our meetings. What are you what are you doing this holiday weekend or this holiday period?
This holiday weekend, I was trying to rest after this week's concerts. However, I couldn't resist, and I actually have two Christmas events coming out this weekend at local court. So we have a Christmas family sing along, and also a tribute to Wicked, the musical, one-day choir workshop too. So then I have a holiday.
Okay, well, good to hear that you're very busy. So, Adam, in case you haven't been with us before, Barcelona Metropolitan loves to do stories of people that are movers and shakers, leaders in the community. And, you're actually a part of the Metropolitan Business Association, always injecting great fun and excitement and just the positivity that I was telling you about before, this energy that you bring. So, I'm excited to have you here with us to talk about yourself, about what you're doing, your mission, and how you can improve team building and people's lives and careers through singing. So, if you don't mind, for people who don't really know you that well, can you introduce yourself for 30, 60 seconds?
Sure, of course. Okay, so I'm Adam, and I'm the founder and director of Vocal Core. And Vocal Core is a performing arts studio for adults that specializes in confidence building. And it helps you build confidence both on stage and off stage. And we have people from all walks of life, people who've never sung in public before, people who just want to give it a go, professional singers. And we come together and we manage to make every single week and every single class, we manage to make some performance magic together, which is great. I also go into corporate and companies and different organizations, and through the magic of choir, I turn their organization into a choir for a day. And it gets people from lots of different departments talking to each other for the first time. Everyone feels important part of this big piece, in which case it's music. And I actually contact every team member individually to find out what their favorite songs are. So when I come in to give them the choir, they are actually singing their favorite songs. So it's quite a nice experience for everybody involved. So that's what I do, more or less.
Okay. And who is, I've been pronouncing your last name incorrectly. So who is Adam Jacques? Where are you from? How did you get to Barcelona?
Sure. So I'm Adam Jacques. Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, I'm British, so our pronunciation is a bit more boring. But if maybe I'll lean into Adam Jacques. I after graduating from drama school in London, I saw this job come up for Barcelona, and I loved Barcelona. To join in as an actor in a theatre company, and I was going on holiday there the next week, and then I messaged him and said, hey, I can't make the big group audition, but I am on holiday next week if you'd like to see me. They said yes, and then they gave me a job for 2 years, and then I never left, and now I've been here nearly 10 years now. So
Wow. Okay. Um,
story.
it sounds similar to many of the expat stories here. You come here thinking you'll be here for a little while and then you just stay. I also myself came for what I thought was going to be 2 or 3 years, and that was '96. I just haven't left. So every 2 years I keep saying, okay, 2 more years, and I keep never leaving. So Adam, can you tell us a little bit more? You started talking about vocal core. What is vocal core and how did it start?
Oh, great. So yeah, so Vocal Core actually started during COVID. So I'm a musical theatre composer and writer. So I write musicals for different companies and also my own personal projects as well. So I'm writing sheet music and everything all the time. And I'd never really considered choir before, but when you're writing a musical, you have to write all the harmonies and everything. So I was so used to writing harmonies. And my friends, 5 of my friends said, hey, we don't sing, we're not singers. However, you write musicals. This was in the time in COVID when everyone was feeling very isolated and we could only meet maximum of 6 people. I don't know if you remember that point in history. So I said, sure, why don't we start a singing group? So the 5 of us got together, 6 of us got together. I taught them this thing, and then slowly, as the limit was lifted of maximum group size, it grew a little bit more. Obviously, we were outside doing this. No, don't worry. But I realized there was a real magic in a small singing group. rather than like a gigantic amount of people. And there was something very special because you could hear your own voice, you could hear the next person's voice too, so you could really appreciate these harmonies. But these group of people were not singers, but they got a lot out of that, and me too, obviously, that feeling of like connection and letting go, because we have music so often in our lives and we really shut ourselves off to it. When it's a birthday, we sing happy birthday. When it's a football match, we sing too. We're always singing, but for some reason there's this block that happens where we go, well, I'm not a singer, so I'm not going to sing. It's just a curious thing. So this little singing group started. And so now I make sure there's a maximum number of people in each vocal core class to kind of keep that magic of a small group. And that is the history of vocal core. Thank you.
Okay. Well, you know, I've heard so many great things about you before you started to join the MBA. Charlene spoke great things about you, as has Maria Kelly, who's our president. And there are other people also that have just talked about you. And I thought, oh, this is fantastic. So I was really excited to have you come. And then you did a phenomenal job in 15 minutes, getting a bunch of people who had never sung together. Some of people had never even been there to a meeting like that before. And there we were harmonizing, making proud. Mariah Carey, very proud there.
Yeah.
So vocal core, you offer courses. So can you talk about what are the courses and who do you offer them to?
Yeah, so there is no auditions at vocal core as well. So the courses are available for everybody. You just have to sign up, and then I'll take it from there. So we offer a bunch of different courses. So the choir course, which is a 12-week course, and then at the end of those 12 weeks, it leads to a concert for charity. And that's available for absolutely everybody. And that's like, you have professional singers in there, you have people who've never sung before, but the group of people who started the course in September last weekend just did 4 sold-out shows, and a lot of those people at the start of the course were like, I don't know, but it's amazing to see like how their self-belief grew, and we did it, and we sold out all the shows. So that was great. So that's choir, and then that's available in the evenings and Friday morning. One rehearsal a week. You choose the day. I also offer musical theatre. So musical theatre program is 3 levels. Level 1 is for absolute beginners, where where we learn about like the language of musical theatre, why we sing, why we dance, why we act. Level 2 is completely 100% practical. Both these courses lead to a live showcase in front of friends and family. And level 3, which is the big one, is a 12-week course. And I interview all the participants about their lives, and I write them a musical about their own lives within their vocal range. So the songs are perfectly bespoke, written for their particular voice. And then we record a cast album, and then they have headshots, so then they can leave level 3 being able to apply for opportunities. And also one-to-one lessons and songwriting classes too. And that is the classes we offer at Vocal Core.
That sounds awesome. Are you able to share some of the prices here?
Yeah, of course. So the 12-week choir course is 150 euros for the entire experience. And that includes all your sheet music and everything else. We also believe in the power of tea, a vocal core. So there's always unlimited tea on offer and water for free. As well as that's the choir course, which is 150. The 6-week musical theatre courses, level 1 and 2, are 180 for all the courses. And then the 12-week course, the level 3 course, is 499 euros for 12 weeks, but that includes professional recording, headshots, visiting directors, visiting choreographers. So I've tried to keep everything super reasonably priced, but those are our prices. Yeah.
Wow, extremely affordable. Okay, yeah. Excellent. I'm really excited about this. Give me some of the material so that I can help promote what you're doing here, because I think I can see how this could resonate with a bunch of companies and organizations, because it's a very unique proposition. So very unique. That's overdoing it. It is an amazing opportunity to take advantage of. So one of the things that I've seen, I guess my whole life, is there's a lot of people who believe they are tone deaf. Can you address this? Is this true? A lot of people tone deaf? Because I don't think it's as many people as they think they're tone deaf are actually tone deaf.
Exactly right. So this comes up for me constantly. So people really truly believe they are tone deaf, and they'll kind of like say that because often it's because during childhood someone has said that to them, or they've had a teacher who has said that to them when they were young, or like there were these crazy expectations on them, or someone just, another kid said something a bit like said that to them, and then you move through your life thinking, I can't sing. And about half of the people I talk to will tell me they're tone deaf, normally, especially during like the first kind of sessions. And then I try and like nip it in the bud. But actually, only 2%, less than 2% of the entire world's population is tone deaf. So
what does that mean to be tone deaf for avoidance of doubt?
For example, let's think, if I have to sing Happy Birthday to You, okay, I might go, if I was tone deaf, I might go, Happy birthday to you. Like I can't hear the pitches. But it's really rare. And this kind of person normally doesn't like music, doesn't understand why people like music. So unless you don't like music, you don't understand why people like music, you're probably not tone deaf because you can understand the pitches. However, as we grow up, as RuPaul says, right, one of his best quotes ever, the world famous drag queen says, we're all born naked and the rest is drag. And that's the same with our voices too. Like, as a guy, growing up, when you're a teenager and you're desperate for your voice to break, so you're like, looking back, quite sad, honestly. But like through our life, we kind of like perform. We hate hearing the sound of our voice in a recording. We're so judgmental of our voices. So we kind of like cope by adding all these layers of weird performance or drag on top of our voices. And so vocal core are kind of just unpicking that and just letting what you're meant to sound like. We all speak lower than we should. So it's just like, okay, how can we lift our voice higher and just like let loose, reduce that tension? And that's there you go. That's my answer to tone deaf.
All right, so you're gonna help us all sing like the Bee Gees one day, huh?
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, so you talked about, and one thing is being tone deaf. Another one is being able to effectively get the right pitch and get the right breaths and the pauses and all that stuff. But I suppose it's a skill, and all skills can be learned if you dedicate the time and you have the patience to get it down. Is that also the case?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And our speaking and our singing voice is the same mechanism, right? So the more you open yourself to singing, the more your speaking voice is going to improve. But 80% of professional singers damage their voice, not through singing, but through speaking. So there is this, which is really interesting. So, and when I say, for example, I went to Escuela Oficial last Friday to deliver a workshop on vocal science, and we spoke about a warm-up. So many people just think, I'm only going to warm up if I sing. But it's like, if you look at the world's best public speakers throughout history, they had a vocal warm up, because we can't just go out and whack our voice out there. We're going to cause damage to our voice. And also because the creative side of our brain, singing can access that. So we're able to work our mechanism better. So when we're singing, we're exploring our voices, all the different pitches, because it's a bit more creative. So if you are a speaker and you're a public speaker, singing is so important. And allow yourself to just enjoy your voice. I don't think we allow ourselves to enjoy our voices enough. And I think we should just enjoy them.
Excellent. So and that kind of segued right into the next question is, so can you talk about the positive effects of singing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, like I said, happy birthday, football, whatever. Even if you think you don't sing, you do. Look at TikTok, right? Massively viral. Instagram. We want music in the background of those clips, right? Everything is, there's always a number one hit, like the zeitgeist. We always know what the songs are. So we obviously are drawn to music. But you can do it too. You can be involved. You don't need to be like, a professional singer to be able to sing. That can definitely be a goal of yours. But positive effects of singing. Why do we sing Happy Birthday? why do we sing a football match? It's connection. We connect with each other. So there's something joyous about it. It's very good for your mental health. And it releases endorphins as well. And so a lot of, there's been a lot of studies as well where they went into a prison and they looked at utilizing the arts, and via singing, the people who took the singing courses had like way high increased levels of a sense of uniqueness, belonging. So it really is accessible to everyone, no matter what you are. So at the end of every session of vocal core, when we sing together, when we do it and we hit it, we're always on such a high, is because we're singing. And if you look throughout history with everything, whether it's been church, whatever, singing has kind of always been there. But now, obviously, we're on our phones all the time. We aren't necessarily connecting as much as we used to. So what's cool about singing is we get to connect with each other, we get to harmonize, we get to do all these things, and vocal core basically just gives people once a week the chance to experience that. And that
Excellent.
is singing. Yeah.
Well, on that, you're talking about how I guess in this 12-week course, people started. Are these people who knew each other, or they just signed up and you just kind of created a cohort that started at the same time?
Exactly. Yeah. So some people knew each other. But the majority of people were people who had seen an Instagram advert, signed up, and then we met all in September, and we were like, right, in 12 weeks, we're going to be performing here at the BCN studio. These are the songs we're going to be performing. It's going to have a live band. Let's go. And then we just start the rehearsal of that performance. They didn't know each other, but some did, for who had been taking vocal core classes, like maybe here and there over the last 2 years. But the social side is very important to me. So that's why I offer tea and everything. So there's always a 10 to 15 minute social break in the middle of the session. So our brains can kind of like release, calm down a little bit rather than staring at sheet music getting like, and also gives a chance for people to talk and grab that tea and chill out. And so it's really nice. The sense of community at vocal core is super nice. And
how many people were in this last cohort?
In this last cohort of the choir is 20 people per group, and then we all came together for the concert.
How many groups?
So there is 2. So in
Okay.
short, from people's availability, there was about 36 singers on stage, and then the live band was 3 of them, and then I was conducting. But yeah, and it's really nice. That was really cool. So throughout the weeks as well, because it was with a live band, the live band needed rehearsal. Said, okay, sign up from each group, whichever day you are, come this Saturday for rehearsal. So then we had the 2 different groups meeting each other for the first time, which was really nice. So tried to like do that. So it wasn't like Romeo and Juliet on stage in the concert, or there wasn't a dance battle that was going to break out, West Side Story. But no, so that's really nice. So there's a sense of like belonging to the group you're in, but also there's a connection because we're kind of all heading towards this goal of like the charity concert, which is really nice.
All right. So on that subject, you just had a big giant success. I saw it all over the social medias, and I was in a meeting with somebody who had to, I guess, end our meeting because they had to go and to a choir. Then I asked them a little about it, and it turned out it was vocal core. So I was fascinated by what they were doing. And can you talk a little bit about the concert, the Hope and Harmony?
Yeah, sure. So me and Karina, the president of Esperanza, we did a little small version of this back last year in a bookshop at the Incredible Backstory, which is awesome. And they are a great space that's just so open to community and supporting. So we did a little trial. We were like, okay, let's sing 4 songs in the bookshop. That went really well. And then me and Karina met up and we said, right, this year we're going full out. So we met up and we decided kind of what the event was going to look like. So I was like, okay, vocal core's going to sing 6 songs. Going to have a live band accompany all of them. The incredible Matt Sheeps as the band director, and their band is Mr. Hits and the Misses, incredible bunch of humans, and they created arrangements instrumentals for all these 6 songs. And then Karina said, I'm going to ask someone called Ian Anderson, who did a comedy set as well. So, and that was incredibly touching because Ian Anderson, incredible comic, actually was helped by Esperanza when he himself was homeless.
Okay.
And now he's a working comic. And so that it was an incredibly emotionally charged evening. It was singing, bands, comedy, just like crying. I cried. I think it was the second show. I was about to just introduce the band, and I was just like, I was a bit worried. I was gonna like what? Yeah, and what was super beautiful too, the actual founders who did the first ever sandwich run for Esperanza so many years ago were in the audience, and they came up to me afterwards, Julia, and then she just said in tears, like, I think the main thing that happened was after the show finished, everyone I went up to was crying, and so it was very, it was a very like. Obviously, they were saying, "Oh, this was amazing," but everyone was crying, and I don't know. Which I think this ties back into that feeling of like connection and singing and all that stuff. So it was incredibly emotionally charged night. 4 shows, we sold out. We raised €2,000 for Esperanza, which is awesome in just one weekend. So here is to more of the Hope and Harmony events. But yeah, that was the experience, which was very cool.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, that's, I guess, kind of you very eloquently articulated basically the feedback that I'd gotten from the I guess different people who went or participated or that also posted stuff all over social media. I want to ask you another question, more business-like, because I can see how what your services can be used by companies to build team spirit and maybe get disconnect from the work for a little bit to create bonds with each other. Can you talk about how your work can be used within a company and maybe how it has impacted somebody's career?
Sure, of course. So I go into companies that aren't necessarily related to music or anything like that. Like often is the case that it's like engineers or more administrative kind of companies, and basically I go in there and I really find out their favorite songs and then surprise them with an original choral arrangement that has the whole organization's favorite songs. So I think one that sticks to mind is it was a mashup of about 20 different artists, including Cher, Britney Spears, Linkin Park, Blink-182, Oasis, The Offspring. It was a crazy kind of mashup, right? It worked. And so obviously the first 10 minutes, I'm just like warming them up a little bit. But then by the end of it, we're singing this original 4-part arrangement that will only happen in that building because it's uniquely made for them. And I think one of my favorite feedbacks I got from that was Adam's ability to make 60 engineers believe in the magic of Britney Spears was nothing short of amazing. It was something like this. And I was like, oh, great. So yeah, that was one of the times that I went into companies to do that. Yeah, and also using fear and creativity and how to unlock it, and the performance side of things, which is so important. I was completely shy as a child. Like I wouldn't say we to a goose. I was like painfully shy, but theatre and the performing arts are the things that help me unlock that confidence. People sometimes see performers and think, oh my God, at the age of 5, they must have been like attention seeking, or I was the opposite. I was just like obsessed with being a good boy. And then I was like, do you know what? My brother took GCSE drama or something, and I said, I'm going to do that. And then just the ball just started rolling. But so through that, I completely empathize with people who feel nervous. It's totally normal to feel nervous, but through a bunch of different techniques, whether it's singing or theatre and public speaking exercises, you can really unlock this confidence and let that fear that's in your mind be there. But like Elizabeth Gilbert from Big Magic says, don't let it drive the car. Like you're driving the car. You can say hi to that fear, but you're driving the car. You don't. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds really awesome, and you have all this energy that you're giving to the community. One of the things that I wanted to ask you is, how can we help you? How can the international community help Vocal Core or help you specifically, Adam Jacques?
Yeah. Perfect pronunciation. So yeah, if you know of any companies looking for a team building, please tell them to get in touch with me. If you're interested in singing, come and join Vocal Core. We'll welcome you with open arms. If you normally shut yourself off to musical theatre or any of those, I encourage you to just try and take the course. I think you will change your mind. And yeah, I would say to help me, yeah, just help spread the word and suggest for any kind of team buildings, corporate or anything like that too. But we're open for you. We are here for you. Please come and take a class or come see any of our concerts. And I also just want to say thank you to the international community too, because and to the MBA for these incredible sessions that we've had the luck to go to at AEM on all those Tuesdays, because that was incredibly helpful to me. So long live the MBA. And
we have some upcoming changes, and we're going to continue to grow. But I wanted to thank you, Adam Jacques, for your continued support to the community, for this this positivity that you bring in, and not just to the MBA, but to people who want to have better confidence. You know, one of the things I find funny is I've never really been totally insecure when I'm singing. I have a horrible voice, I think, anyway, like most of us think, but I never really cared. What I certainly seem to enjoy is I love babies. I love little ones, up till 2 or 3 years old, and I can just hold them and I can sing to them. They don't know that I'm singing horribly to them, so I have fun with them. And they just look at me like they're hostages there while I'm in my arms. But it's a really nice, good feeling, and it does generate some endorphins, as you were saying, trying to figure out what it was just these feel good feelings that when you're just with a kid and you're just rocking them to sleep. And I thought there was just so much energy there with trying to imitate Mariah Carey and listen to your anecdotes about Britney Spears and engineers. I just want to say thank you so much for what you're doing. And if there's anybody who has a desire to get in touch with you, hello@vocalcorebarcelona.com. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct. Or you can drop me a DM on Instagram as well at Vocal Core Barcelona. But either of those are perfect. Yes.
Fantastic. Well, if you don't have anything else, I think that's all for today. But don't be shy. Let me know if there's any way we can help promote all these things that you're doing with charities. Please, Adam, here's what I would request. When you have your charity or when you're going to do your concert, next ones, let us know so we can help promote it and try to raise a little bit more money.
Thank you so much, Victor. I really appreciate it.
Okay, Adam. Talk to you soon, buddy.
See you soon.
Stay on with me here. Don't hang up. I'm going to terminate this thing now.